Good morning, dear dignitaries on the stage and off the stage who have taken the great initiative to be here on such an important day. I recall many years back when Charity Maharaj once mentioned that all it needs for bad to survive is for a few good people to do nothing about it. It still reverberates in my ears because what happens in this world is that the bad elements actually are very, very less. Percentage wise, I recently read a statistics which said that people who harbor such thoughts, who do such acts to disturb peace or harmony in this world, are less than 1% of the population. The rest of the 99% population actually are peace-loving, law-abiding citizens who want peace and happiness in this world. But the biggest challenge is that they think that their voice will not be heard, and hence they keep quiet. So such audiences, such gatherings make a big difference because we just not communicate, we also practice what we preach. In my 41 years of working with people in various sections of life, I work with business people, college students, people who speak and seek spiritual truth. There are three tenets I have found in my life that people always seek for, with or without their knowledge. If these three things are there, we find that these people are extremely balanced and lead a very contented life. These three tenets, if you really look at it, are quite simple. One of them we are talking today. People long for peace. For example, you are quite wealthy, everything is going fine for you, but there is no peace at home. Would you need a life like that? Would you want to lead a life something like that? The second tenet is people seek for happiness. I may have peace, I may have wealth, but if I am not happy with what is happening around me, I am not going to be really leading a life that is worth mentioning about. The third thing which is important is the growth that we all seek for. Fortunately or unfortunately, the world is taking a trajectory of looking at growth only through one single prism of wealth building. Even in growth, it's about building of knowledge, building of experiences, continuous expansion of your consciousness, your ability to inspire people of the next generation. So if you really look at a 360-degree life, we are looking at balancing three aspects of life: peace, happiness, and growth. And if you really look at the fundamentals of achieving these three elements in life, there are only two things that we all have in common. We have it in abundance and we have it in common, but unfortunately we have never been spoken to about this. The power of thought and the power of the heart. When your thoughts that emanate from your mind is pure and that your heart reverberates with love and compassion for the entire universe. I am very sure this is what Muhammad Sahib taught. I am very sure this is what Jesus Christ taught. I am very sure this is what many of the Jain Nihankas taught, Buddhists taught, many of the Shankaracharyas taught. But unfortunately we have we have left the substance of the learning and we have institutionalized many of this learning into solidified objects. All they wanted is purity of thought. If your thoughts are pure, Daji, our global guide, keeps always saying that the highest challenge today the world faces is pollution of the highest order, which arises from pollution of the thought. The thoughts that I have per day, in some way, many of us think that sound is the only thing which transfers as vibration. We do not understand. Sometimes in the morning when I was speaking to the dignitaries who are here with us, they said the moment they entered the ashram, they felt a sense of peace and tranquility. I wanted to tell them that, but I thought I would tell them here on the stage that it's nothing but what they felt is the vibrations of the people who are here, who are meditating for peace of the world, for harmony of the world, for compassion to discern. It is not that people who speak about peace are weak, except that they have a much longer fuse, that's all. Sometimes the shorter fuse bursts faster and it creates a chaos in the world thinking that it is the bad elements which are good. It's actually not so. In Heartfulness Institute, we have been practicing this silently for 100 years, 75 years as an institution called Sri Ramchandra Mission or Heartfulness Institute, where we do nothing but help people regulate their thinking, balance their heart centered on love and compassion. This is all we do. And hence, we transcend what religions practice. We are not worried because we are present today in 180 countries pan-globe. We have people from all the faiths. In fact, in the month of March this year, there was a global spirituality mahotsav that we held in the global headquarters in Kana Shantivanam, Hyderabad, where there were more than 300 spiritual and religious leaders of all faith who stayed together on the 15th, 16th and 17th of March 2024, sitting together, praying together for global peace. And the theme was something like what one of our speakers mentioned here, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, where it's about from inner peace to global peace. We really mean what we really say, and we say what we mean. This today is not the first initiative, and this is not going to be the last initiative either. We want all walks of faith to come together, be together. It is in the differences that we find how we can stay together. After all, a wife who steps into a family where there is no blood relation and she stays for the rest of her life in the family, despite all the differences that they have. If it can happen in one single family, why not in this global family? We all have a common goal. Religion teaches us to attain the highest aspiration, which is nothing but God realization. This is what a prophet has prophesied. This is what Jesus Christ has said. This is what all the religions say. And if that can be done by bringing peace and harmony and allow unlimited growth to all the people by just altering your thought, your ability to have purity of thought. When I actually sit next to you and I wish nothing but good luck for you, doesn't matter, I have to succeed, you have to fail. That's a very old fashion. The universe, as they say, has so much to give that we don't need to worry about dividing what is in front of us. There is enough for all of us to take everything, still the universe will have so much left. 2 days back I was watching on YouTube channel, one famous actor was speaking about we being nothing but less than 1/1,000,000th of a speck in the size of this universe. Actually, if you really look at global universal map, Earth does not even exist. We are a speck of dust, even the size of the Earth, and within that we are individuals who are tormented by our individual identities and clash of egos, saying that you are bigger, I am bigger, you are smarter, I am smarter, either at a human level or in any other level. If we can unify this, purify our thought for a peaceful coexistence, and fill our heart with love and compassion, wouldn't this be a far better universe than what it is now? I'm very sure that all you might have heard this famous quotation from a very famous English poet who said, I think George Bernard Shaw, who said, at least if not better than what you found the world that you inherited, can you at least leave it as it was when you actually came here? Is it something that we can do? This is what in Heartfulness Institute we have been striving to do. By the shift in consciousness where we are continuously looking at establishing purity of thought, where I am not worried only about my existence. We understand that charity begins at home. We understand that you have to be happy before you can allow someone else to be happy. You have to be peaceful. You have to keep growing, at least have the basic amenities and stuff in life before you can peacefully coexist with the other person. But if you can't do that in a way in which we are able to tolerate, accept, and transcend the differences that we have, imagine what kind of a society we will be living 30, 40 years from now. Each generation is about 30 years. And 30 years from now, when your children and grandchildren are going to grace this world, and if they look back 30, 40 years from now, if they ask you, Grandpa, you had a chance, you had a choice of changing the world, why didn't you do it? What answer would we have? Hence, we are just going to sit for some time, for about 10, 15 minutes, close our eyes, very silently just pray for world peace. It's not just a one-day activity, but at least we can sort of create an awareness by what we do here today. We just sit here, next 10, 15 minutes, we just close our eyes, whatever be your faith, whatever be the way in which you want to pray silently inside of yourself. Pray for world peace, pray for world happiness, pray that the world will grow together with all of us. The world is abundant, the universe is abundant, God is abundant. Let's all have all that it takes for us to be together and move on so that we live a far better universe than what we have inherited. I'll just move back to my seat now. The compere will take over. He'll ask you to close your eyes. Sit for about 10-15 minutes. Close your eyes. Silently just send out positive vibrations to the world that peace, let peace be there. Let people live in harmony. People live in compassion. And people let them reach whatever aspired goal that they have in life. If we can do that silently and then make it a habit, the way our friend Chodhyaji made a request to all of you to read one Tirukural a day. Every day we do actually as part of our heartfulness practice. Every day 9 o'clock, wherever we are, we silently close our eyes and sit, that all the people in the world are connected through their hearts as brothers and sisters. We don't differentiate. We don't look at who is who, what's your color, what's your caste, what's your sex, what's your religion, whether you're rich or whether you're poor, whether you're intelligent or that doesn't matter. All brothers and sisters are connected to one single source, and that all of us have nothing but love and faith, which is just vibrating throughout this world. We do that. If that works for you, wherever you are, the next 3-4 months, just practice this. We always say that 90 days is when you need something to convert into actual fact in life. You do something for 90 days, you start seeing the effect. Next 90 days, just not as an activity year after year on 21st of September alone. We sit wherever we are, every day at 9, as we are going to do now. Pray for world peace. Let there be peace, let there be harmony, let there be happiness, let there be growth. Thank you.